It's a beautiful day at the Podcast Detroit studios for your Daily Detroit. It's Tuesday, June 18th, 2019. I'm Jer Stays.
And I'm Sven Gustafson. We've got an update edition on tap for you, but before we get to that, I want to issue a quick correction. On yesterday's show, I said that Detroit City FC had rolled to its 7th straight clean sheet over the weekend with its win Sunday over Toledo Villa, but their win streak during that time is actually 2, not 6, as I said. The Rouge have had 2 scoreless draws during that streak when they've held opponents scoreless. Daily Detroit regrets the error.
Well, Sven, it's still better than the Tigers.
Thanks to Milo for their support of the Daily Detroit podcast. Milo is a marketing agency that produces amazing experiences for audiences.
They partner with their clients to drive business and create innovative content. Do cool stuff with them at milo.agency.
The city of Detroit is one of 10 American cities to join a new national program meant to figure out how to help residents make more money and improve their economic status. The initiative is funded by the Bloomberg Philanthropies, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and the Ballmer Group, which is led by former Microsoft CEO and Detroit area native Steve Ballmer. The program goes for 18 months. The plan is to test ideas that connect low-income residents in affordable housing to opportunities for more income and provide services that help them become more financially stable.
The goal is to make affordable housing throughout the city an access point to city services. This is a big deal across the United States, as the likelihood that the current generation earns more than their parents is declining, especially among the middle class and poor. The program came out of a recent survey of American mayors who said economic issues are their biggest local challenge. The results of the $12 million program will then be shared across the country. Other cities in the program include Lansing, right here in Michigan, New Orleans, Louisiana, Newark, New Jersey, and others. Separately, the Ballmer Group last fall issued $16 million in grants to 18 Detroit area nonprofits to help children and families in poverty.
You've heard of Hell, Michigan, right? It's an unincorporated town near Pinckney in Livingston County. It's famous for its road signs, a tavern, and stores selling souvenirs branded with the community's name. Now, a California YouTuber has purchased the whole 5-acre commercial property and officially renamed it Gay Hell in protest of the Trump administration.
Elijah Daniel says the move is in protest of the Trump administration's decision to not allow U.S. embassies to fly the gay pride rainbow flag during June for Pride Month. He also says the only flags that will be allowed to be flown are pride flags, though that's apparently just a joke and no ban is actually in place on other flags. Daniel is a comedian and musician who has around 580,000 subscribers on YouTube. He's also the owner of an LGBTQ cannabis business in Los Angeles.
In 2017, he participated in Hell's program to become mayor for a day, but was promptly impeached. He has a video documenting the experience titled, "I Became Mayor and Banned Straight People from My Town," all in lowercase letters.
Daniel tells NBC News he is trying to engage his young audience in politics.
We picked an interesting place to do it, Jara, because Hell, Michigan in Livingston County, that's deep red country there, man. Let me tell you.
So I got to ask, how does one buy a town? I didn't know you could do that.
It's because it's unincorporated. It's not really a town. There's no village council or township board of trustees or anything. I think it's sort of unofficially called a hamlet. I mean, have you ever been there?
No.
It's like 5 acres. It almost feels like a theme park at this point. There's I think there's a mini golf course there, if I remember correctly. There's a tavern, there's a souvenir store, there's technically a library. It's right near the banks of the Huron River and everything. It's really pretty there. I mean, it's beautiful surroundings. It's out kind of near the Pinckney State Recreation Area, so it's heavily wooded and everything, but it's not really a town.
Do you think we should do the show at Hell Hamlet?
We'll keep that one into consideration.
The Conservatory on Belle Isle is reopening nearly a month ahead of schedule. The 115-year-old Anna Scripps Whitcomb Conservatory reopens Wednesday after a number of structural repairs.
Water had severely compromised the 21-foot steel trusses that are original to the building. The new trusses use galvanized steel, and they'll be more resistant to the weather. The project cost $2.5 million. It was paid for by the Michigan DNR and the Ralph C. Wilson Jr. Foundation.
You know, I'm really glad to see this project happen. I have so many memories of this place because my grandmother was a member of the Belle Isle Botanical Society, and she would drag me around at like 10, 11, 12 years old, hauling pots and plants and all kinds of stuff around that place. It's such a cool little facility, not just the public part, but they've got all those greenhouses as well.
Yeah, it's a true gem. One of the best staycations, especially like in midwinter, like, if you've got like a dismal February day, no better like mood pick-me-up than to pay a visit to the Belle Isle Conservatory. A 2,500 square foot premier pet supply store is coming to the new City Club apartments in Detroit. The building is currently being constructed on the site of the former Statler Hotel. The store will face Grand Circus Park.
This would be the latest entrant in the pet store market in Greater Downtown. Premier Pet Supply says they'll carry more than 25 Michigan brands, a full line of pet supplies, and a do-it-yourself dog wash. Premier is based in Beverly Hills, Michigan. The new downtown Detroit store will open in the third quarter of this year when residents start to move into the apartments.
You had me at do-it-yourself dog wash, Jer.
You know what? That's a lot of fun. As a do-it-yourself dog washer, I'm all about the do-it-yourself dog wash.
What is it exactly?
So, you know...
Besides a do-it-yourself dog wash.
Well, yes, but like if you use a hose at home and all of that, first off, the water is cold.
It sounds like one of those 1-900 commercials with like people getting exasperated and a hose like spraying all over the place.
Well, it kind of is because, sometimes...
Spilling spaghetti on themselves.
Well, so if you have the dog and you have a very cold hose and you just spray the dog without warning, you could get a yelp. Sometimes the dog wants to play with the hose, try to, eat the water like they do, with like sprinklers. So the great thing about this is it's usually like a raised tub. So you walk the dog up. It's got a high enough thing on it so that they don't go away. You can latch them to it with their collar. And then the water is already preset at a perfectly warm temperature so that they're totally fine. All your soap's there. There's a dryer. Obviously, I've done this a lot, and I am really showing my cards as a crazy dog person.
Cheyenne also put on our to-do list that Jer needs to be a pitch man for the do-it-yourself dog wash brand. So, find some brands and see if they'll advertise with us.
A grand opening date has been set for the new Brooks Brewing in Ferndale. It'll be next week on June 26th. This is the second location for Brooks, which first opened in Shelby Township. They're kind of unique in that they offer what they're calling a flat rate sipping program. Beers and wines are all $6. They pay the tax. And the quantity and style of glass changes to fit the drink. Some come in a mug, others a snifter, others a wine glass. You get the idea. If you're looking to go, Brooks Ferndale is on Woodward, just north of 9 Mile.
And staying in Ferndale, this Thursday, June 20th, there's an event that sounds like a lot of fun for those of us who love cocktails. The 6th annual Art of the Cocktail is an event where you not only try the drinks, but you get to vote for Ferndale's Cocktail of the Year. The event is a fundraiser for public art in downtown Ferndale. All the cocktails will be made from the same ingredients given to each bartender. 5 will be competing at Embrew. That's on Vesper Street, just east of Woodward. Beyond the contest, there will be appetizers, music, and a silent auction. Tickets are $40. You can get them from the Ferndale DDA, and we'll have a link to that in the show notes.
Anyone want to take bets on if Randy's going?
He'll be there. And Jerry, I understand there's one more thing before we let people out the door?
Absolutely, Sven. Wanted to be sure to congratulate listener Ashley and her soon-to-be husband, Nick. They're getting married this weekend.
So we have a listener getting married. That's adorable, and that's so awesome. And congratulations, guys. We're happy for you.
Well, we're really trying to grow this show, and so I've got a very special ask for you. Here's the deal. We need folks to tell people about the show and tell them why they love listening to the show. Because the more people who listen to this, the more we can do. We've got big plans for Daily Detroit. So let's grow it. Let's grow this community. It'd be awesome. You can do it through social media. You can do it through email.
Carrier pigeon, message in a bottle, just drop it in the ocean, horse and buggy, even just write your grandma a postcard.
Well, you know what? Even if you don't tell your grandma about the show, why don't you just write your grandma or call your grandma? Call your grandma.
Such a good idea. Never go wrong that way.
With that, I'm Jer Stays.
And I'm Sven Gustafson. Take care of each other. We'll see you around Detroit.
You're listening to the Podcast Detroit Network. Visit www.podcastdetroit.com for more information.